Have you ever heard your own name whispered in the dark? I don't mean in a dream, or in passing, or when you're half asleep and imagine things. I mean clear, deliberate, like someone standing right beside you. I have. Every night. It always starts with silence. Heavy, perfect silence, like the entire world has been muted. No cars on the street. No distant barking. No hum from the heater. Just that strange, suffocating stillness that makes you realize how loud the dark can be. Then it comes. Your name. Soft. Barely a breath. But it cuts through the dark like a blade. The first time, I sat up so fast I nearly fell out of bed. My phone said 3:17 a.m. I waited, holding my breath, heart hammering so hard I could feel it in my throat. Nothing. No movement. No shadow. Just empty black. I told myself it was a dream. That maybe I was stressed, hearing things. But the next night, it happened again. Louder. Closer. And this time, I swear I felt warm air brush the side of my face when it spoke. You're probably thinking I'm overreacting. That's what I thought too, at first. But here's what I haven't told anyone. It's been happening for weeks. Every single night, at the exact same time, that voice calls my name. And tonight it didn't just whisper. It said something else. That was the first night I realized I wasn't alone, and it hasn't stopped since. If you told me last month I'd be sleeping with all the lights on, I'd have laughed in your face. Back then, my life was so painfully normal it was boring. Same quiet street, same coffee shop across the corner, same squeaky elevator that always smelled faintly of bleach. I had my routines. Work, home, Netflix, doom scrolling until my eyes burned, then crashing into bed way too late. My biggest worry was whether my upstairs neighbor was ever going to fix whatever kept making that faint dripping sound at night. I liked my apartment. It wasn't big, but it had character. Slanted wooden floors, those old brass light switches that make a satisfying click. The walls were thin enough to hear the old couple next door bickering about game shows. Honestly, it was comforting, like background noise for a lonely life. But looking back now, the first sign wasn't the voice. It was something much smaller, something I ignored. The lights, for one. They started flickering, not all the time, just once in a while, like the power grid was hiccuping. I shrugged it off. Old building, bad wiring, right? Then there were the neighbors. The old couple who always argued. They stopped. No more muffled shouting through the walls. Just silence. I saw the wife once, in the hallway, clutching a grocery bag like it weighed 100 pounds. When I smiled at her, she looked at me like she wanted to say something, and didn't. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself everything was fine. But it wasn't. Because the first real anomaly, the one I couldn't laugh off, was coming. And it started the night I heard my name for the very first time. The night it happened, I remember lying in bed, scrolling through my phone like always. Memes, news, the usual bottomless pit. Outside, the city hummed softly, distant traffic, a siren far away, the faint buzz of life that never really stops. It was comforting, predictable. Then, at some point, I must have dozed off. I woke up because something felt wrong. The kind of wrong you can't explain, like your body knows before your brain does. My eyes snapped open to darkness. The city noise was gone. No cars. No sirens. Not even the faint hum from the old fridge in the kitchen. Just silence. A silence so deep it rang in my ears. And then I heard it. Your name. My blood went cold. It was so soft I almost thought I imagined it. Almost. I sat up slowly, my heart pounding like a drum. The air felt different, colder, heavier, like it was pressing against my skin. Hello. My voice sounded too loud, like it didn't belong in that stillness. Who's there? Nothing. I reached for my phone on the nightstand. The screen lit up, 3:17 a.m. And then, again, your name. Closer this time, right by my ear. I scrambled out of bed so fast I nearly tripped over the sheets. Flicked the light on. Empty room. No one there. Just four walls and my own ragged breathing. I stood there for what felt like hours, staring at the corners, the shadows, waiting for something, anything, to move. But nothing did. Eventually, I crawled back under the covers, heart still hammering. Told myself it was a dream. Just a dream. It wasn't. And I can prove it. The next night, it got worse. The next night, it happened again. Same time. Same whisper. Only this time, it didn't sound distant. It sounded close, right beside my bed, like someone kneeling in the dark, waiting for me to turn my head. By the third night, I stopped pretending it was a dream. My hands shook when I turned off the lights, and I found myself sleeping with my phone clutched in my fist like a weapon. I even started leaving the TV on for background noise, thinking maybe sound would keep the silence away. It didn't, because every night, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the noise dies. The TV cuts out. The hum of the fridge stops. The whole world goes dead quiet. And then, your name, sometimes soft, sometimes sharp, like it's annoyed. And every time, it sounds a little more human. You're probably wondering why I didn't move out, why I didn't call someone. I asked myself that too, at first. But the truth is, it became an obsession. I needed to know what it was. I started staying up late, phone in hand, recording voice memos in the dark. I still have the audio. I won't play it here, not unless you ask. By the fifth night, I had patterns. It only happens when I'm alone. It always says my name twice. And it always starts at 3:17 on the dot. I tried everything. White noise, earplugs, even sleeping in another room. Didn't matter. The voice followed. I started searching online. Forums, Reddit threads, old ghost hunting blogs from 2009. Most people said the same thing. Don't respond. Whatever you do, don't talk back. Someone even messaged me. If it knows your name, it knows more. Stop now. But I didn't listen. And that's when things got worse. Because after a week of whispers, something changed. One night, I was lying there, wide awake, waiting for it, when I heard it, soft at first, then louder, clearer than ever. Your name. Pause. Come downstairs. I froze. It wasn't just calling me anymore. It was giving me instructions. Then, one night, it didn't just call my name. It spoke a sentence. And it changed everything. The first time it spoke a full sentence, I froze. It was 3:17 again. I'd been lying in bed, scrolling through meaningless videos, trying to convince myself that life was still normal, that people were still out there laughing, drinking, living. For a moment, I almost believed it. And then everything went silent. Your name. I held my breath, waiting for the usual second call. But instead, it said something new. Something that made my blood turn cold. Come downstairs, your name. I know what you did. I swear the air in the room changed. Heavy, thick, like the walls were leaning in, listening. My first thought wasn't, what does it mean? It was, how does it know? Because there is something I've never told anyone. Something that happened years ago. And hearing those words, those exact words, felt like a knife twisting in an old wound I'd spent my whole life trying to bury. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe. My phone slipped out of my hand and hit the floor, but the sound barely registered over the pounding in my ears. I should have left the house then. I should have packed my things and walked out and never looked back. But I didn't. And that was the biggest mistake of my life. If you're still listening, this part isn't for you. It's for the voice. I told myself I'd end it tonight. No more running, no more pretending. I'd go downstairs, and I'd see whatever was calling me. Prove it wasn't real, or end this nightmare for good. So I waited. Midnight came and went. 1 o'clock, 2:30. My phone was in my hand, camera ready. At 3:17, it started again. Come downstairs, your name. My heart was pounding so loud I thought it would drown out the sound, but I moved. Down the hall, each step like sinking into something heavy and wet. The house didn't feel like mine anymore. Every shadow stretched too long, every corner breathing. I reached the bottom of the stairs. Silence. My voice cracked when I whispered, "What do you want?" And then I heard it, behind me. "Tell them what you did." I spun around, and that's when I saw it. Not a ghost. Not some floating white sheet. It was me. My reflection in the hallway mirror. But its mouth was moving, whispering words I couldn't hear at first. I leaned closer, and the voice came through the glass, soft, cold. "Tell your listeners. Tell them the truth." My stomach dropped. It knew. It really knew. I hit record, and that's when I heard a second voice. If this video ends suddenly, you'll know why. The second voice wasn't like the first. It wasn't cold or distant. It was warm, familiar. I wish it hadn't been. It said my name the way my mother used to. She's been gone for years. "Your name, come home." But I am home. I tried to speak, but the words stuck in my throat. The mirror was different now. It wasn't just my reflection staring back. It was wrong. My smile too wide. My eyes too dark. And behind it, something was moving. The first voice whispered again, "Tell them what you did." And the second one, it laughed. That laugh, I hadn't heard it since the night she died. I don't know what this means, but if you do, tell me in the comments. I'll be reading, if I make it through tonight. Hold on. Do you hear it? My name again. Static.